Okay, so here we're going to be looking at the XLOOKUP function. Now you might remember that we had a VLOOKUP and an HLOOKUP, and what we could do then is select a range of fields. So we could select these, give something in the first column, and then tell it to give us something further down. The flexibility of the XLOOKUP actually is incredibly useful. Let's just have a look at that. So let's start off with something we could have done with an HLOOKUP. So I can do that. And then I look up the value. So I'm going to look up a value that's in I over here. Look up array. Now what I would normally do is choose the whole thing, but I'm actually just going to choose this part here. You'll notice, by the way, obviously I'm using a table, so the referencing is changing, but that's fine. We've got used to that by now. And then I'm going to look up the answer. Let's look up the mass of that object, and then just close the brackets and press equals. Now, previously, we would have chosen the whole range. It looks more complex now than it did when we had the previous functions. I'm just going to put a box there to remind myself that's what I'm going to type. And if I type in Mars, then I get a value. Let's just increase that, and there it is. We want that in scientific notation, otherwise it gets really horrible. So it's doing exactly what we wanted. But let's be honest, if I now do a VLOOKUP, then it says look up what value there, where's the data there, and where's the answer to, then that doesn't look like it's actually giving us much more scope. I'm just going to put that into scientific. So that doesn't look any better than the old one. This is a little bit, it's still got the names in there. I've still got 3 parts to it, and I've got 3 parts there. This looks a little bit neater because I'm just using this table here. So I've got the VLOOKUP. So what's the benefit of the XLOOKUP? Well, the problem with the VLOOKUP is that I can't easily do anything else. If I wanted to do the Greek terms, then I have to relay the table out, because I can't say look up the Greek terms and go back the other way. But here, I can move this box, this second option here. So let me just do that correctly. So if I take that and replace that, I can then say, no, I want you to go there. Now, Mars isn't going to work, but I can put Aries in, and that will work. And that's the flexibility. You can see this can't work. It can't do that. Even though this is in the table, the item is looking up must be in this first column. But with the XLOOKUP, it doesn't matter the order in which these are, because you choose the table you're looking at, and all it does is say, right, which row is that in? Well, this must be in the same row. That also should give us other flexibility. Let's just have a look at that. So what I'm going to do on this occasion is I'm going to take the masses here, and I'm going to do Control-C to copy, and I'm just going to click anywhere. I'm going to right-click and tell it just to paste the values. I'm just going to turn that to scientific notation so we can see it. There it is. I'm now going to take the Greek terms. I'm going to copy those. I'm going to stick them somewhere completely remote. So I've got them over here. So surely I should be able to tell it that I want to take the terms over here. And then if I redefine this as this table down here, if it's only relating the row position in here, then to this one here, then it should give me the same result. And if I press enter, it does. And there's the power of the XLOOKUP, is that it's not just about table data like this, but I can use this across multiple tables, potentially across multiple sheets. So the XLOOKUP is incredibly powerful, much more powerful than the VLOOKUP. It does only deal with verticals, but this is a real strong function for us to be using. Okay, in the next one, we're going to be looking at the filter function. See you then.